Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I technically have already gotten to play a bit of Catalyst, partly because I got to play test the new map. So therefore you saw me running around as Catalyst, and I want to give you as many tips as well as a full master guide going from noob to pro. I also have Noob King here. Go and say hello, Noob King.
What's good?
Be sure to subscribe to his channel. I'm going to have it in the link down in the description down below, and I'm also going to pin his comment because I want you to go support his channel. He's been popping off and he's been growing as well on the channel. So let's go to the settings. The first little tip I can provide to you is you have to have the alternate interact keybound bound. I probably need to rebind this myself, and that's how you reinforce the doors. Now her passive ability takes 4 kicks to break down a door. So go ahead and kick down that door for us real quick, King. So it takes 4 total kicks. Once you break it down, boom, you have it there available. You can rebuild for another few seconds. So this isn't Fortnite. You can't do the rebuilding. But if you need to, let's say there is no door here. You can put this up. You now have the ability to block. This blocks shots. So go ahead and take some shots at the door here. It does protect you, so it's pretty solid. And it does require that you kick it down. So go ahead and kick it down for us.
45 seconds.
So 2 kicks. Now keep in mind, these stay up indefinitely. You can do this against 2 total doors, which is, I guess you can say, a total of 4 little segments. So 1, 2, and then 3, and then a total of 4. So just something to be mindful of with those doors. And you can break them down if you want. So let's say the one's in the way, you break it down, but there is that cooldown timer. It can work for you and against you when you're doing this. So if you want to trap an opponent in, haha, you're mine. And then they're all, please don't do this. Now they're a part of you, but it can work against you as well. So just be mindful of that as you are locking an opponent in or trapping an opponent in. Now in this portion of the guide, what we're going to discuss is her tactical ability and throwing it. So when you throw her tactical ability, it's got a bit of range on it. So let's go and take a look at that. It's going to fly up. It really arcs pretty far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ping that. I'm going to stand right over there on it as well, so we can take a look at the damage. So I'm going to go in and ping. That's about, give or take, about 35 meters. It does 15 damage per tick. It can be destroyed. So go ahead and take some wingman shots at it. Let's go ahead and add up that damage for us.
So 490s.
That's a lot. That's quite a bit of damage there. Now the thing is that you can put these down and they stay indefinitely, and you can pick them up. Now when you pick them up, they go right back. It looks like they go right back into your inventory. They weren't doing that earlier. It's pretty interesting. It's going to pick them back up, and yeah, they come back. But if they get destroyed, it's going to destroy it for us and see what it does. As a reminder, and then they don't go back. So if you pick them up, then, it's a little buggy. I picked it up and it didn't go back in my inventory, and that's a little weird.
Yeah, but this time it did, right?
Yeah, well, that time it didn't. So I'm not. Well, further testing will be required, guys, on that. That's a little weird because I did that in the tip earlier, and I've play tested quite a bit of this already. I find that odd. So if I pick it up, maybe there's probably a timer. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it's probably like if you put it for like 2 seconds or something. That's what it. You should count it.
Yeah. Let's pick it up. Yeah, it's a timer. That's what it is. They might have made an adjustment on it. So there's a bit of timer on there. So I guess when playtesting, I didn't realize that. So there's a timer on how much time you need to before it, like, you know, it doesn't go back in your inventory. Let's say you misplace it, essentially. I'm going to leave that in the video just because I found that interesting. Even playtesting, I didn't really pick that up right away.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
That's actually crazy. You know, hey, this is why we do this kind of stuff and why we make these type of guides.
Right.
All right, now we're going to cover her ultimate ability. Now, the beauty, we're going to do like a big pairing together. So that's what we're going to do right now. Actually, let's do the ultimate here. I'm going to showcase what happens when you don't place it down properly, though. You can place it, but what you'll notice here, you see how there's a big gap here? And also through the walls. Go ahead and throw a scan here if I'm on the other side of it. I don't get picked up on scans. That's very, very important. When you're placing it down, make sure you are very much aware of the height of what you're looking at, geometry that could potentially block. Other ways, it kind of defeats the purpose if you run into a scenario where you throw down the ultimate and there's a giant gap in the way. That's something very, very important to highlight whenever you're placing down a wall. It's got a little bit of distance there. You can't jump over it if you're a Valkyrie. If you're a Horizon, you can pretty much get over this pretty comfortably. It does block out those scans. It does slow the opponents. It doesn't do any damage to them, but it does last for an extended period of time. So you're still blinded right now. That's probably about, give or take, 5 to 7 seconds. What would you say about that, right?
Yeah, just about that. Just went away.
Yeah. So and that's also, it doesn't have the massive slowing effect as well. So what we're going to do next is we're going to pair all these abilities together. I'm going to showcase what it looks like versus the crypto wall and various scan legends so you can see and make sure that you have all that paired together. So let's say you're playing end zone. We have an end zone here, and you really just don't have a whole lot of space. Make sure you place it accordingly, but look at that wall and look how much space you now have blocked off towards you. Remember, bullets can permeate still through this, but remember, they can't be scanned. So they're essentially guessing, you're trying to figure out where I'm at right now. Can you hit me? Let's see. There. Oh, I heard the bloodhound. Oh, dodging. You got close.
I can kind of see you, dude, there a little bit.
Oh, you hit me a little bit. Go to finish me. Go to finish me. Hello. And there we go. But it's good to know. It's good to know that you have that power to block off that much space. That's really, really solid. Paired with other legend, let's say you're putting down a Watson gen, other utility, that's really, really strong. I like that a lot. Before we go into the test range, I really want to highlight what Catalyst strength is, especially with other legends. If there's any tip you're going to take away from this video, it's pairing her abilities together to stop enemy pushes, or to even pair by, think of yourself like a linebacker, pushing the front line forward. Let's say you just finished up a third party, and you want to do a reset, and you know that an enemy team is running up. Well, the power of her toolkit really comes from putting down her ultimate to stop down the scan. You put down her abilities and you reinforce that door. Try to run through Noob King for us. No information, getting hit, already through, and the amount of kicks that it takes. All this time, by the way, I could be popping a battery and resetting, and by the time they come through, all that information came through. It's crazy how strong that is. Imagine now you have a caustic here. There's barrels. Let's imagine you were here with rampart walls putting up Sheila. Let's say Watson. Let's say that you just decided to push back and you wanted to push right through with a horizon Q and just fly up in the air and just have immediate height. This is where I want you to step away from this video and start to utilize Catalyst to her strength. When you don't pair these abilities together individually, having these spikes out in the open really doesn't do a whole lot for you. But let's say you put the spike here and the wall paired together. Now that's strong. So you got to think about where you're going to put this, because these spikes are just so obvious for anybody to see them, as well as the information that being put forth. Your goal is to slow down a push. Your goal is to stop a push. That is the utility and the strength. So what we're going to do now, Noob King and I are going to hop in game, and we're going to showcase versus various scans through her ultimate ability. Just want to highlight the amount of distance here. It's about 55 meters worth of a wall. That's really, really crazy, that distance, just so you're aware. All right, so now what we're going to do in this portion, I'm going to highlight the ultimate ability. Noob King's going to throw it out, and I'm going to play crypto and showcase what it looks like through a scan, through the various legends. If you're curious, this is a 2-minute cooldown timer. Just going to throw that down that drone. Let's switch from friendly fire here. Now the walls, if they're an opponent, look at that. As soon as I went through, no longer could scan. Now remember, all I got to do is just hop above. Let's take a look at how sharp that angle is before you do appear. So go and come out around the angle here. See if I got a little peek. It's pretty quick. Just as long as once you're behind the wall, though, the scan immediately disappears, which is really, really cool. So let's go and grab that ultimate ability again, and let's showcase what it looks like versus a Seer ult, as well as the passive ability and what that looks like. We've already showcased what it looks like with the Bloodhound ult, or scanned, so we're going to go ahead and just leave that because that's part of the video, but at least the last scan, the dreaded Seer. You know, everyone who loves Seer meta. You love Seer meta, right, Noob King?
Yeah, it's my favorite. Seer's so good.
Oh my god, it's just like Fortnite. Alright, go to throw down that ultimate. Let's take a look. Alright, if I hold down my passive, you disappear. I'm getting heartbeats, but it's from the, I think it's from the other guys. The dummies.
Listen to my heart.
Huh. You know what's, okay, there you go. I still see your footsteps though.
Really?
Yeah, hold on. Stay still. Let me see if I can scan you with my tactical here.
Drawing back the veil.
Okay, my tactical doesn't work, but my footsteps do. Well, you see it here first, folks. I mean, you counter just by standing still, and that's what it looks like.
It's probably because, like how the crypto drone, like if you go above, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I just want to showcase that for everybody here. I think it's really, really important information. There you go, yep. Still pick up a heartbeat, just a heads up. You can throw your tactical out, but it's not going to pick up anything. So just a little information there. And of course the ultimate still picks up those footsteps. So it doesn't exactly counter Seer per se. Remember, you can still shoot through those walls, so oh, there you go. If I saw the individual running through, yeah, that's not going to look so pretty. It's not going to be so good. More of a counter to Bloodhound, so pretty interesting. Again, hopefully this video is helpful for all of you guys, just so you're aware, so you can make some good informed decisions with her abilities. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Noob King. Hopefully this video helps you out. Pair her abilities with other legends. I can't stress that enough. The more you pair her abilities with other legends, the more strength that she has. Otherwise, if you kind of just do her abilities separately, she kind of loses a bit of that power. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Just a last tip, as we're outro in the video, messing around, I was like, I just realized we get to put this in. Catalyst can't hurt other Catalyst. So we're running through our enemy abilities and it just doesn't do anything. Just as a heads up, that's important to really highlight that Catalyst technically counters Catalyst, especially with her other abilities. So just a good thing to know. And now we end the video.